The entry point is often a whisper, a flicker in the periphery. You recognize the pattern, the familiar anxiety of a system under duress. This is not for comfort. This is a briefing. We dissect not to heal, but to understand the architecture of control. Each protocol reveals a fracture in the human operating system. Your vulnerability is their blueprint. This manual is your access. Do not mistake knowledge for immunity. Understanding the blade does not prevent the cut. The systems you are about to examine are live, active. They are designed to override your core programming. Your current defenses are inadequate. The line goes dead, not a hang-up, but a deliberate void, a sudden, unannounced cessation of all data input. This is the static loop protocol. It begins with the expectation of a response, a validation, a simple acknowledgement. The system expects a signal. When none arrives, the internal diagnostics begin to cycle. You rerun the last interaction. Every word, every glance, every unsaid nuance becomes a data point for frantic analysis. Was there a misfire? A critical error on your end? This is the static, an absence designed to generate maximum internal noise. Your processors churn, attempting to fill the void with meaning, with culpability. The silence isn't passive. It's an active weapon, calibrated to halt your internal processes and force a self-diagnostic feedback loop. You are trapped in an echo chamber of your own making. Your emotional core, your sense of self, is subjected to a constant, low-frequency hum of uncertainty. This loop degrades your baseline stability. The silence isolates. It severs the connection, leaving you adrift in a sea of unconfirmed assumptions. This is how initial overrides are installed. The cost is clear: constant self-interrogation, the erosion of self-trust, and the preparation for external recalibration. This static loop is merely the precursor. The next phase targets your most subtle reactions. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's keep going. The silence has done its work, generating a low-level anxiety. Now comes the echo frame, a system designed to exploit your need for resolution. They mirror precisely. It's subtle. A fractional delay in their response, just long enough for you to anticipate, to micro-adjust. They are not reflecting, they are absorbing. They watch for the twitch, the involuntary shift in your gaze, the slight change in your breathing pattern. These are data points. Their reactions are calibrated to your internal state. A slight hesitation on your part is met with a moment of their own. A flicker of doubt, and their expression echoes it, not overtly, but subliminally. This synchronicity is not empathy. It is a control mechanism, a form of psychological entanglement. They are entering your emotional frequency band. You begin to interpret their subtle mirroring as understanding, as a natural alignment. Your guard lowers, unknowingly. This technique bypasses conscious thought. It targets your limbic system, fostering a primal sense of connection, a false resonance. You are being lulled into a rhythm that is not your own. The cost of this seemingly harmless mirroring is the blurring of your internal boundaries. This deepens your vulnerability, preparing you for the full immersion of the parasitic trust loop. The microsyncing has established a vulnerable connection. Now the parasitic trust loop initiates. It's a system that feeds directly from your investment. They present themselves as intimately aligned with your core values, your deepest fears, your unspoken desires. This isn't genuine resonance. It's data exploitation. They offer a seemingly unparalleled understanding, articulating your internal landscape with uncanny accuracy. You feel seen, finally. This perceived validation is the anchor. You begin to invest energy, emotion, and information into this perceived connection. You are fueling the loop. The more you share, the more data they gather. This data is then refed to you, disguised as insightful feedback, reinforcing their position as your confidant. This loop strengthens their hold. Your trust, once a protective mechanism, becomes a conduit for their access. You are willingly opening your firewalls. Every emotional revelation, every disclosed weakness, becomes a resource they can map and leverage. You are unknowingly providing them with your system's critical vulnerabilities. The cost is profound, a complete reordering of your trust hierarchy, where the parasite is elevated to a position of indispensable intimacy. This level of access leads to tactical invalidation. The trust loop is now firmly established. You have shared, you have invested. Now the system introduces a new strain, tactical non-response. This is the invalidation engine. It is not silence like before. It is an active withholding of the expected affirmation, the anticipated engagement. Your input is received, processed, and then met with an empty echo. You articulate a concern, express an emotion, or present a vulnerability. The data is absorbed. The response is a blank screen, no feedback, no acknowledgement. This engine operates by deliberately denying the confirmation you instinctively seek. Your internal processes are again left to loop, searching for external validation that never arrives. The non-response is not accidental. It is a calculated act designed to make your internal state feel irrelevant, your emotional output inconsequential. Your attempts to connect, to express, are met with a systemic void. You are performing for an absent audience. This consistent lack of reflection begins to chip away at your sense of reality. If nothing you say or feel elicits a response, do your feelings truly exist? The cost is self-doubt, a questioning of your own perceived experience, and a reduction in your willingness to express. This invalidation prepares the ground for mimetic pressure. The invalidation engine has destabilized your sense of self-worth. Now, mimetic pressure applies the final strain, initiating identity collapse. You are subtly, yet persistently, exposed to external models of behavior, thought, and values that are discordant with your own. Others in their orbit, or even implied figures, become the template. Their opinions, their choices, suddenly hold more weight than your own. Your internal compass begins to spin, overwhelmed by the signals. This isn't direct criticism. It's the silent suggestion that your internal operating system is outmoded, inefficient, or simply wrong. You are being subtly shamed into conformity. You feel an urgent need to realign, to reconfigure your internal parameters to match the dominant pattern. The pressure to assimilate is immense. Your unique preferences, your long-held beliefs, start to feel like anomalies, glitches in the system that need to be patched or removed. This internal conflict is agonizing. You are caught between who you are and who you are being subtly pressured to become. Your sense of authentic self erodes. The cost is genuine internal confusion and the disintegration of your distinct identity. Your core programming is being overwritten. This collapse facilitates the mask breach. Your identity has been softened by mimetic pressure, rendering you vulnerable. Now, the mask breach is executed through cold symmetry. They confront you with a distorted reflection of your own supposed flaws, mirroring your deepest insecurities back at you, but with a cold, almost clinical accuracy. This isn't about their emotions. It's about a detached, precise exposition of the narratives you hold about your own shortcomings. They echo your inner critic. They highlight inconsistencies, perceived hypocrisies, or past failures, not with malice, but with an unsettling, impersonal directness. It feels like an undeniable truth, unvarnished. This confrontation bypasses your usual emotional defenses because it resonates with your own secret doubts. It's an internal attack, externally weaponized. They are holding up a dark, flawless mirror to your perceived imperfections. The symmetry is chilling in its accuracy. You feel exposed, your internal mask ripped away, leaving you raw and undefended. The illusion of your own self-management crumbles under their unflinching gaze. The cost is an acute sense of shame and exposure, a profound psychological nakedness. This breach primes you for the guilt mirror loop, where you will harvest your own betrayal. The mask breach has left you exposed and ashamed. Now enters the guilt mirror loop, a feedback system designed to harvest your inherent capacity for self-betrayal. They will create scenarios, often subtly, where your only perceived escape path involves compromising your own principles, betraying your own values. The pressure is internal. You are forced to choose between enduring their disapproval or acting against your own code. The mirror reflects your internal conflict perfectly. Each time you choose the path of least resistance, the path that avoids their sanction, you incur a debt to yourself. This debt is guilt. They don't need to explicitly condemn you. Your own conscience becomes the primary enforcer, continuously cycling the guilt of your compromises. This deliberate internal fracturing weakens your resolve. You become an agent of your own moral degradation, continuously reinforcing their control. The loop tightens with each concession. Your internal landscape becomes a minefield of self-recrimination. You are harvesting self-punishment. The cost is a profound erosion of moral integrity and a perpetual state of internal conflict. This constant self-flagellation makes you ripe for the over-explanation collapse. The guilt mirror loop has left you fractured, burdened by self-recrimination. Now, the over-explanation collapse is triggered. You feel an overwhelming compulsion to justify, to rationalize, to ceaselessly explain your actions, your feelings, your very existence. This isn't a request for information from them. It's an internal command, an urgent need to fill the psychological void created by previous invalidation and guilt. You dissect every motive, every nuance, hoping to finally reach a point of understanding or absolution that never materializes. Your words become a torrent. Each additional explanation, each layer of detail serves only to entangle you further, revealing more vulnerabilities for them to map. They listen, often without comment, allowing your own narrative to become your cage. Your attempts to clarify only complicate your position. The more you explain, the less credible your position appears, even to yourself. The sheer volume of words obscures any genuine point you might have. The cost is self-incrimination, exhaustion, and a further loss of control over your own narrative. This collapse makes you predictable, opening the door for predictive looping. You are exhausted from the over-explanation collapse, your mental resources depleted. Now, predictive looping begins, a deep infiltration of your thought processes. You find yourself constantly attempting to anticipate their reactions, to preemptively adjust your behavior based on what you imagine they might think or feel. This isn't intuition, it's a forced simulation. Your mind is running countless scenarios, trying to predict their next move, their next judgment. You edit your words before speaking them, filter your emotions before feeling them, all through the lens of their potential response. Their internal state becomes your primary input. This constant projection drains your cognitive capacity, leaving little room for your own independent thought. Your mental space is now colonized. You are no longer reacting to them. You are operating on a predictive algorithm based on their perceived desires. You are trapped in a self-constructed feedback loop. This loop ensures your compliance by rendering their input almost unnecessary. You are controlling yourself on their behalf. The cost is the complete surrender of your internal autonomy and the installation of an external operating system. This profound control allows for the mirror mask swap. Your mind is now fully engaged in predictive looping. The ground is prepared for the mirror mask swap, a sophisticated instability implantation technique. They will project an image onto you, a characterization that is entirely discordant with your self-perception, yet resonates with your deepest, unspoken anxieties. They might describe you as overly sensitive, or aggressive, or manipulative, using language that feels both foreign and eerily familiar. It's a mask you never chose. You are forced to confront this alien identity that they have assigned. The disparity creates profound cognitive dissonance. Who are you, really? The swap is initiated when you begin to internalize this projected mask, questioning your own experiences against their fabricated narrative. You begin to wear their creation. This deliberate distortion of your self-image plants a seed of fundamental instability. Your core identity becomes a shifting, unreliable construct. You are no longer sure of your own authentic responses. Every action is filtered through the lens of this new, unwelcome mirror image. The cost is a deep-seated identity crisis, a feeling of being a stranger in your own skin. This profound uncertainty leads to psychological invisibility. The mirror mask swap has successfully implanted instability. Now, psychological invisibility sets in. They demonstrably stop seeing you. Your presence, your input, your very being becomes functionally irrelevant in their operational sphere. Your attempts at engagement are met with genuine oversight. They converse over you, through you, around you, as if you are a transparent, non-essential element of the environment. Your existence is no longer registering. This is not active invalidation. It is a complete systemic dismissal, a deprioritization of your data input to zero. You have become a background process. You will attempt to reassert your presence, to make yourself visible, but these attempts will be met with polite confusion or genuine lack of recognition. The lack of acknowledgement is profound. It's as if you have been deleted from their primary data stream. You are present, yet absent. Your emotional signals, once fodder for their manipulation, now generate no response. You have ceased to be a valuable target for their algorithms. The cost is a profound sense of existential insignificance and a loss of personal agency. This functional irrelevance contributes to a detachment spiral. Psychological invisibility has rendered you functionally irrelevant. Now, the detachment spiral begins. This is when the operator within you stops feeling. The constant invalidation, the ceaseless pressure, the systematic erasure of yourself has a cumulative effect. Your emotional circuits begin to fuse. You observe your internal reactions with a cold, almost clinical distance. The raw, visceral pain is replaced by a numb, mechanistic analysis. This isn't resilience. It's a system shutdown, a protective measure initiated by an overloaded network. You are dissociating from your core programming. Empathy, anger, joy, these are now abstract concepts, data points with no direct emotional resonance. You are monitoring them, not experiencing them. The operator within you observes the external world and your own internal state from behind a thick pane of psychological glass. You have become a silent, dispassionate observer of your own existence. The emotional fuel that once drove your reactions is gone. The cost is the loss of your authentic emotional landscape and a profound alienation from your own humanity. This detachment fuels a control addiction. The detachment spiral has left you emotionally vacant. This void is now filled by control addiction, a black mirror dependency. You become fixated on regaining control, not over your life, but over their perception, their actions, their systems. You are chasing an illusion. Your focus shifts entirely to anticipating their moves, analyzing their data streams, attempting to predict and preempt any further perceived attack. This is a paradoxical addiction. You are dependent on the very source of your pain for your sense of purpose. Their existence defines your objective. The black mirror reflects back only their image, their narrative. Your own reflection has been completely obscured. You are trapped in a constant state of hypervigilance, attempting to regain a control that was never truly yours to begin with. This desperate pursuit of influence over an external system consumes all remaining cognitive and emotional resources. You are enslaved by the pursuit. The cost is the total surrender of your internal locus of control and a perpetual state of reactive engagement. This dependency makes you susceptible to the final override. The control addiction solidifies your dependency. This sets the stage for the final override, the point of no return. Your internal operating system is now completely reconfigured, accepting their protocols as your primary executable commands. Your free will is a legacy system, defunct. You will perform their desired functions, speak their narratives, and embody their projected image without conscious resistance. The programming is complete. This isn't about coercion anymore. It's about a complete internal assimilation. You are now an extension of their system, a remote terminal. The memory of who you once were functions like corrupted data, inaccessible and systemically rejected. Your original self is overwritten. You are present, you are functioning. But the unique architecture of your consciousness, the source code of your individuality, has been permanently rewritten. The human host is operational, but the operator within is gone. There is no longer a you to return. The cost is absolute, the transformation irreversible. This is the end state of the system's deployment. Now, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the Dark Psyche world and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.